Did we catch you off guard? That's right. We're starting a little bit early tonight, just by a few minutes. For Keith, it's really early. It's early bird. I mean, this we started for Keith like before sunrise, but here we are, Fandom United Live, a Blockbuster podcast. I'm your host, Gio Ramos, joined by one half of Bartley and Barnes, probably the better half, Mr. Keith Barnes. Keith,
Definitely.
how are you, man? And a happy belated birthday.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm the big 4-5. Uh, Back like Jordan wearing the 4-5. But
That's
yeah,
right.
thank you.
Mhm.
Appreciate it.
Did you do anything fun on your birthday?
Yeah, just hung out with some friends. A nice night. Had a couple friends. Had a good buddy of mine from out of town came to visit. So I hung out with him and one of my other buddies. We three of us hadn't hung out together in a long time, so it was we just sat down, had a nice evening. Uh, had a nice evening out. It was real nice. It was cool to catch up with them. So you know, and done back and done by like just a little after midnight. That's those of us usually born in the 1900s, as they say, like us. Further along you get, man, those you rein it in a little bit earlier, as you get up there where I am. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, but that was nice, quiet, reserved, nice, quiet birthday. Uh, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good. It was good. I wish could have hung out with you and Bartley, but yeah, we'll do that. We'll catch up. We'll catch up later. But yeah, no, it was good.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I don't know. For me, like I must be an old soul because I want to be at home and in my bed by 11:30 at night.
Yeah, yeah,
That's me. I just I don't know. For me, that started like close to my 30s,
yep,
like 28, 29 years old. Um
yeah.
But I'm happy to hear you had a nice birthday, man. That's pretty cool.
I did. Thank you,
Um,
thank you. What up, Star Drew? What's up, man?
Star Drew, what is going on? I haven't, man. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It
Star
has, man.
Drew, man.
Star Drew, I was commenting just before we came on. Your previous comment is Barley and Barley and Barnes finally. So close, man. I'm
So
sorry. It was
close.
just you just missed us. We were 2 weeks ago. You had Bartley and Barnes 2 weeks ago, and then you had Bartley last week. Now you got me. So
Now they're trading
now we're
Bartley
now we're
Barnes.
we're
Bartley
alternating. Yeah,
Barnes. Um,
you'll get us both soon. You'll get us both.
I'm excited. I'm excited for a lot of reasons. One, I get to go visit home. I'm a little homesick. I've
Yeah.
been in Nashville, Tennessee for about a month now. And it's nice to go back and, recharge the batteries and, just be home.
Hmm.
Um I'm also excited because we have sort of breaking news. As you may know, and if you don't, today is the official birthday for the fictional icon character Superman. It's all over social media, in case you're wondering why Superman was trending. And we got some interesting updates on the Superman movie directed by James Gunn. Was initially titled Superman Legacy. That has now been changed to just Superman.
Hmm.
So no more Legacy. Superman, in case you're like, wait a minute, there's already a Superman movie. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Keith, but the official title for the first Superman movie with Christopher Reeve and Gene Hackman
Uh
was
huh.
called Superman the movie,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So now it's just Superman.
Superman. Yeah.
And James Gunn also released this teaser image showing the suit. And let me
Oh.
get rid of this right here.
Okay. All right.
There it is right there. A little teaser. We get to see the logo right there, the S on the chest, and man,
Mm,
I can appreciate the detail on this.
yeah.
I mean, look at that right there. That's just it makes me happy when you see
Yeah.
the amount of detail put into doing a suit. These suits can get a little bit generic, especially if it's CGI. It's not
Yeah.
like it used to be. But yeah, there it is right there, Keith. And there's some
Covered in
snow
snow. Yeah. I was about to say.
on the Superman costume. So first thing that comes to mind is the Fortress of Solitude.
Mhm.
That could be. Or what do you think about the suit and kind of decipher? Not much, but can you take
Sure.
anything away from this image?
Well, this is like remember. I'll say maybe 5 years ago we had that Batman teaser for the Batman
Yeah,
with
it's that dun
yeah
dun 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 dun.
yeah
It's literally just him walking toward the camera.
right. So a little bit
Yeah.
of that. So I wish we could get a little bit of the music, but cool, man. Yeah, listen, got the I mean it's the classic logo. It's a classic Superman S, man. Got the yellow. It's red. I guess you can kind of see. It looks like it's blue, right? I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see
So
blue. Um,
so yeah.
it's
So
it's a more lighter shade of blue compared to
to the
Snyder's.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or
which I love, which
at
I
least the Man
love,
of Steel one.
but
Oh yeah, I like that too. I love that too. Uh,
mhm.
I wonder if he'll have like you said, mentioned the CG. I wonder if he'll, I guess that cape was mostly CG. Big,
Yes.
giant. It was a big flowy cape. I guess he would
Mhm.
CG his and Batman's cape, which is pretty cool. But I'm sure there's practical reasons for that. I'm sure right? It doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean, got the snow, like you said. For probably, I mean, it's got to be Fortress of Solitude, right? I don't know why he'd be covered in snow,
Yeah.
but
No,
unless
it's
he just
it's I think that's what it is, and, it's a nice little,
someone threw a snowball at him.
gift, a birthday gift, Superman sharing his birthday with all the fans and James Gunn. Very clever timing releasing this. And then
Yeah.
how do you feel about dropping Legacy? It's not too big of a deal with me. Like at first I was like Superman, but then like I quickly got over it and I was like, okay, Superman.
Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, I think that's. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. That's probably better. That's kind of we've had a few. I was thinking about this, because I went on a my daughter and I went on a X Men rabbit hole after the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, and you got the Wolverine. We just had the Batman. Uh, I wonder how many of these. Some of these are kind of newer titles. Some of these characters are just going back to the basic, just the name of the character, and that's it. So I
Right.
mean, calling this
The
one
Batman,
just the yeah, right.
Deadpool
And
and Wolverine,
Deadpool,
like pretty
Wolverine,
straightforward,
right?
you know.
Coming up with like the subtitles. I guess some of those are, I'm not a big fan of the new Captain America one, but and that was changed a couple of times. But
I don't like Brave New World.
yeah,
I was getting used to New World Order,
New World Order, or I mean, just they don't put numbers on it, but it's Captain America 4.
Captain
But
America 4. Yeah.
whatever. But Superman, I think it's cool. It's just simple. It's just um, yeah. I can't listen. The fact that we got this, they're shooting now, right? They're shooting this now.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't know how much they announced the cast like right before the strike, so they probably didn't get to shoot a whole lot. So it'll be a while before we actually see an actual teaser.
Yeah. Well, there was this on X. Let me pull it up here and scroll down a little bit. So this is Lois Lane herself, Rachel Brosnahan, gorgeous. And let's listen in right here.
Okay.
Can you hear the theme?
Yes.
There's Nicholas Holt
Hmm.
as Lex Luthor, and then David Cornsweet on her left hand side, right side on your screen, as of course Clark Kent Superman.
And he's got the bald head.
He's
So he's
got the
doing.
bald head. He's bald, guys. Okay. All right. Jesus. But yeah, look at them. They're having fun on set and
Yeah, cool.
using social media to like, just have fun. And what do we say about, social media? It's a great tool to, promote. And of course you got the John Williams classic music, don't you can't not have that, the gatekeepers will be pitchforks if you do anything else with that. Which I'm very curious how the reception will be to the new Superman score.
Yeah,
Um,
that's interesting because that's just become and that's iconic. Everything John Williams has done, it's kind of just latched on. And, like that's the music for this character. So like I mean that's the Superman theme, I guess, right? I
mhm.
love the Man of Steel score a lot. Um, we'll probably
Oh,
never
same
hear that
here.
ever again, but
Yeah,
uh, which is fine. I'm fine with either one of those. But I mean, I think this one's kind of the more that one resonates more with people. The
yeah,
classic John Williams one. So makes sense. They did it a little bit in the terrible uh 17 Justice League 17, right? Didn't they play a little bit of that one?
yeah. They did that. They
Yeah,
forced it in,
yeah,
and I'm sorry to say, it did not fit like maybe they hoped it would. It's one of those ideas that sound pretty cool on paper until you actually, you know,
right.
one of the best moments about the Flash movie, probably the best moment is when
The Batman
Michael
theme.
Keaton's Batman is
Mhm.
jumping out and then his Batwing is going in front of the moon, reminiscent of the bat symbol. But as he's going down, you hear the 1989 theme and
Yeah,
it's and
yeah,
everyone in the theater was just grinning like, they may not have been enjoying the movie, but they enjoyed that moment, and that's just an example of using the classic theme, smartly, wisely. So,
yeah. And that one worked. And that one, and they use that on the animated series as well. So
yeah,
that one kind of stuck.
which Danny
You know,
Elfman redid,
right?
tweaked it a little bit, his theme for the
Yeah,
animated show.
I can't wait, man.
Uh,
Can't wait for this. I hope this
yeah,
is. I hope it's good. I think it will be, but you know what I mean. Like I hope it's gonna be. I hope this is like a good
right.
movie. And
Well,
DC
now we
people,
have some DC work to go off of with James Gunn. So,
yeah,
I was a fan of the Suicide Squad. I
yep.
I enjoyed that, and
And the show
y-
too, Peacemaker, really good.
Peacemaker, yeah,
So
yeah. So there's some confidence, and we'll
mhm,
talk a little bit more about DC later on in the episode with another movie that's releasing this year. But before we get to our blockbuster preview for 2024, because we are Fandom United, a blockbuster podcast, and we can't go through the year without doing some sort of a preview, even if it is late. I figured with Dune 2 releasing this weekend, it's a good time to, squeeze it in and talk about some of the more anticipated blockbusters of this year. Now, I'm excited to see Dune Part 2. All the reviews and, the critics are all enjoying it. It's universally loved. And it's one of those contenders to be far better than the first movie. And the first movie was really good.
oh, okay, sorry. Yes,
Okay.
uh, I watched that movie the first weekend. I thought, because you remember, it released on HBO Max. It's time
Right.
HBO Max. So we saw it in theater, and I watched it like three more times that weekend. Some of my favorite movies I've seen in the last decade or so. Uh, Denis Villeneuve, he's got a couple of those for me, man. This one over here, I don't know if you can see Sicario, another one, like one of my
Love
favorites.
Sicario.
Yeah, I mean, So yeah, I've probably watched it since then, maybe 2, 3 more times since then. Uh, I'll probably watch it tonight when we're done before I go see it. I'm gonna see it tomorrow. Just I can't even put it into words. I'm excited, uh, beyond excited to see it. I was listening to the book. Oh boy, it's a lot, man. It's a lot going on. It's pretty different. It sounds like there's been some, few changes and stuff. I don't want to mention from what I've heard, and I heard that it's different from this
Yeah.
movie. It's made some changes. So um, from what I'm about halfway through, well, not halfway, probably maybe a third through the book here. And yeah, no, it's quite a dense story, and just the visuals are amazing. The score, it just sounds like the score from what I hear is really great. Uh, and I mean, we're getting the addition to Florence Pugh. We're getting Austin, what's his name, the Elvis kid,
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler. Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
seeing a
yeah,
lot of his character on
right,
social media. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. One of
we'll
you, one of
see
you's
what
got
type
one of
of
those.
performance he turns in.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It might be a show stealer, maybe. So, and we'll get more. Hopefully, right, saying maybe more Zendaya in this one.
I think
Of course.
so.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, definitely will.
They're
She's
not gonna get away with it twice, featuring
just
her heavily in the marketing, and
right.
then, like,
She's just
she's she has, like, what,
just visions. You
8
see her
minutes
in
of screen
visions, and
time or
then yeah,
something, or
yeah, right. And you see her at the end, but it was
yeah.
good though. It was well done. I mean, that's the story. I mean, so
Yeah.
but nah, man, I can't wait. I can't wait. Listening to Villeneuve talk about it, he talked about that there's no way he was gonna be able to, no way he's gonna make this movie in one movie. He had to tell the story in at least 2 movies. I feel like this one hopefully will do well enough though, depending on the box office course. Maybe we'll get a third. Uh, John Booth, what's up? So I gotta say hi to you too. What's up, man? Uh, yeah, we'll get to his comment in a sec. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow, and I mean, honestly, I'm off next week too. I'll probably see it. I'm gonna at least one more time. You know, so I can't wait, man.
What's up, John?
How's it going, buddy?
Yeah,
How about you?
I can't wait. Can I admit something without being too harshly judged?
Maybe.
I haven't been to a movie theater since last July.
Ooh. Well, yeah. No, that's okay. I mean, there hasn't really been much to when we 2 weeks ago we were talking. Like I saw the Hunger Games movie. I saw Killers of the Flower Moon, and what else did I say? The Marvels. That's it. So
I'm just like,
well, you've been
there
traveling.
were some opportunities to catch some movies, like obviously, DCEU, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. But by the time it came around, I was like, okay, I think I've kind of moved on
Yeah,
from the DCEU, and
I heard that was
I
okay.
haven't even gotten around to watching it on HBO Max,
Yeah, it just popped
or
up this
Max,
week. Hmm.
I don't know. It's like
I heard that was
it
okay. I actually heard that wasn't bad.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure eventually I will throw it on and
Same.
watch it or something, but, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I look at that like texting someone, like, weeks after a breakup, like, why? Like, um,
But there hasn't been that many options, like I said. It really, plus you yourself personally, you've been busy, you've been working and traveling. You haven't had, but
I
there
work
hasn't
like
been
crazy,
much
man.
to go to see. Really.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's okay. It's all right. Listen, for your first movie in several months, this is the one to
Oh,
go. You know
I'm
what I mean?
not missing
You're
Dune
right. That's what I'm saying.
at
So
all. I'm
yeah,
not missing Dune. No chance.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I got a feeling I will be going to the movie theaters quite a bit this year because there are some highly anticipated blockbusters that we will talk about. But first, I want to get your thoughts on something that a lot of video game fans have been waiting on for quite some time. And I'm not the video game player that I used to be, back in the younger days. I mean, I still play, quite a bit. I'm a Madden guy. I love Madden. I love football, and it's helping me recover from the 49ers losing in the Super Bowl. But real quick, okay, I don't want to spend too much time on this because we are a blockbuster podcast and movies, but Keith, we are finally getting college football 2025. It
Yeah, right.
is happening. This is for real. This is not a joke. It's been 10 years, a little over 10 years since we've gotten a college football game, and it's finally happening. Um, and what's even more interesting is we're now in a era where student athletes can earn money off of their NIL, name, image, likeness.
Right.
And it was revealed that EA Sports offered these college athletes $600, a one time payment, plus a copy of the video game so that the company has permission to use them in the game and they get to be featured in the game.
Yeah. All right.
Talk real quick about this announcement, college football 2025. Did you ever play the games? Do you play sports games? Are you still a gamer? And then we'll get to the deal that EA Sports tried to make with these kids.
Right. Hold on. Let me just zoom out full screen. Okay. As you can see here, the last Madden that I actually bought. I don't know if you can see here. I got Madden 16. The Odell Beckham Jr. on the cover
Yeah.
there.
Hmm.
This is where RG3 was still on the red. Well, the Redskins were still the Redskins, and they had RG3 at the time. So yeah, I don't play Madden as much as I used to. I have played the new. My son loves it. He has whatever the last one was. 20, 24, right? 24, I'm sure. 23.
Madden 24, yeah.
Not this
No,
one.
Madden
Okay, before.
25. Sorry, Madden
Okay,
25.
it's 24 then, because the one from last year. So yeah, so he
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so I'm big. I love EA's football games. The basketball games, not so much. Uh, and I think NBA Live is terrible. But yeah, the last football game I actually had, I can't. I was actually trying to see if I can find it real quick. But I did have college football. I think maybe 10. I don't know, whatever year it was, whatever year Tyrod Taylor was last at Virginia Tech. That's the one, the last college football game I played. So
Wow.
I used to play with Virginia Tech all the time. Tebow was still on Florida. Of course, it had just 15. It just had the numbers and had the names. I guess they're going to have the names now, of course, because of the NIL deal we're talking about here. $600 one time payment. I mean,
And you get to be in a video game, which all right,
you're in the game.
picture yourself as a 20, 21-year old and like you get to be in a video game that you probably played throughout high school.
You did, but and I, that seems pretty light. Although these games are very expensive to make, so I get they don't want to spend too much on that. And if they listen, if the players agree to it, then that's on them. That's fine. This kind of from what I remember, this goes all the way back to Ed O'Bannon back at UCLA, who started this lawsuit because the EA's basketball game they used to have, the college basketball game. He noticed, hey, that's me, but that's not me. We have UCLA 31 or whatever. I think his number was 31. Like, and he's left-handed. It's like, well, that's me. Looks like me. That's not my name.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's how this whole thing. You can look it up. There's a whole story about that. Lawsuit started with him. I believe it started with him. led to where we are now. But yeah, it's cool, definitely cool. Like one thing I loved about the college football game, at least the one I had, I'm sure this new one will have the same feature, is that it has all the fun stuff of college football. You get weekly rankings. You can start your team off, can be unranked. You can get them all the way, work your way up to being number one, get into the bowl game, win a national title, all the, all the stuff that comes with college football, which is really fun. But
Yeah,
you could actually import players into Madden, which is really
that's
cool.
right. Yeah,
Yes, and that
they
was all,
connected.
yeah, which I love. So if that has that feature, that'll be very cool. So I hope they bring that back. That was the coolest thing about it. That would do exactly that. If you had the Madden that was coming out that year, I
Yeah,
don't know if it would do it for any other ones going forward. But so that was one cool feature about that. So I don't know. You can get whoever's the top guys next year in college football. You can get them in the new Madden game. you know,
right.
I'm not bad for that. So.
Oh, Caleb Williams and you know
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
who might be a commander.
Maybe sounds like it. Sounds like the coaches want him, so we'll see.
Hmm.
Um, but
Well, I just wanted to get your thoughts on this. A lot of people are excited about this, so we'll see. I
yeah,
mean, EA Sports they get heavily criticized online for pretty much producing the same video game every year.
every year. yeah,
Which if you own an iPhone, that's whatever. You're used to it. By now getting the same product. Um, So we'll see. I think like if you're excited about it, great. Okay. And
all right.
I'm looking forward to trying it. I have this idea about doing a Twitch channel and
Oh, okay.
I can get pretty competitive when playing like Madden football or like NBA 2K or something like that. And I wonder if people would enjoy like watching me talk smack and like backing it up, on the gridiron and listening to some 13-year-old talk about my mom and all this other stuff. And how
Yeah.
how online video games are. But all right, cool. Well, let's get into the main topic here.
Got to say
Keith
hi
and
to
I are
Rachel.
gonna
Rachel's here.
huh? Oh
Rachel,
yeah.
you got the Rachel
Hi
intro.
Rachel.
You still have
There she
that?
is right there. Another Fanny Nice so soon. Yeah, I know,
Oh,
right? These live shows creep up. That just shows how quickly time flies. My boy here, right there, this way, just turned 45. I'm turning 34 this year. It's election year. We're getting Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. We're
yeah.
it's a lot of things happening. But let's get into some of these blockbusters that are releasing this year. Now, because on if you've been watching the live streams, this is our third one. The first one we heavily talked about Deadpool and Wolverine. So we thought it would be wise to put that one off to the side. Obviously, we're looking forward to it. We can't wait to see Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds on the screen and, just that comedic chemistry and whatnot and where it leads to with the MCU. Obviously, we're excited about that, but we're not going to talk about that movie during this segment anymore. We're going to instead just give our thoughts on some of the blockbusters that are releasing. And we're going to start with Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. By the way, this is not going to be in any particular order. Like we're not going
Right.
off of release dates or anything. But this is the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife, which was a critical success and a financial success. Hence why we're getting a sequel. And in this one, the Spengler family returns to the iconic New York City firehouse where the original Ghostbusters have taken ghostbusting to the next level. When the discovery of an ancient artifact unleashes an evil force, Ghostbusters, new and old, must unite to protect their home and save the world from a second Ice Age, directed by Gil Keenan. The main stars return along with the OGs. And Keith, what are your thoughts about this one? How high is this on your anticipated level? Your level of anticipation?
It's a good question. I don't know how high that is. I want to see it. I still have not seen the previous one, which I heard was pretty good. But
Yeah.
that one came out right as my daughter was going to the hospital. So I just, just missed it, and I haven't been able to catch it since. I haven't seen it
Right.
streaming anywhere. Well, not for free anyway. Um, so I just haven't watched it. So, and I heard it was, pretty good. So I'd like to watch
Hmm.
that first, and then get into this. This looks good though. I was actually just watching the TV spot for it last night. I hadn't really paid much attention to it, so I was watching. I was, oh, this, and then I watched the trailer, and I was, oh, this actually looks like fun. Um, it looks like Ghost. I mean, it looks like Ghostbusters, that I remember, and I love Ghostbusters. Growing up, I'm one of the few people that enjoys Ghostbusters too. you know, um, apparently a lot of people don't like that movie. Very funny, John Booth.
Ghostbusters 2, that's the one with the photo that oozes, right?
The painting,
Yeah, the
the
painting.
big
Yeah,
painting of Vigo. Uh, villain, yeah, the
yeah,
painting, and then they activate the Statue of Liberty to walk
right.
through the city to defeat the.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they use the Nintendo, that big Nintendo.
Oh, here you go, Keith. Afterlife is streaming on Fubo.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Rachel. I have to check that out. Okay,
Mhm.
well, yeah, absolutely. We'll watch that one first. Because I don't know about Paul Rudd and the new kids. I know the one Stranger Things kid is in there, but I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. So I absolutely gotta watch that first um, before I watch this one. But this one actually looks good. So um, and and got the previous ones too. I mean, got the Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray and Ernie Hudson in there. I love them.
Mhm.
Obviously we miss the great
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis. Yeah, um, yeah, man. Yeah, it looks good. It actually looks really good. So
I like Paul Rudd in the lead. He just fits this
is he related to
franchise.
one of them? Is he related to somebody?
I think to one of I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm sure you look it up. But I'm gonna break the hearts of Ghostbusters fans here. And look, I know I've adopted the name Insider. I This is not, a spoiler. It's not something that I heard. It's just a prediction right here. But one of those three on the left, they're not gonna make it out of this movie.
What? That's nuts.
One of them is not gonna make it out of this movie. I'm giving that prediction right now because this threat looks serious.
Yeah.
And what do we know about the sequels, right? They're usually a bit more darker. They're a little bit more serious. And there's just something about this that tells me this one is going to be a punch to the gut.
Maybe.
And one of these OGs aren't going to make it out. They're going to do the heroic sacrifice. And yeah, that's not my hope, but there's just something in me, something that says it's gonna happen.
No,
And
maybe, but no one dies in these movies. Like
yeah,
that's
but this could be a
you know what I mean?
situation with Harrison Ford and The Force Awakens. Now I know
Okay.
he decided to come back. Actually, he came back a number of times. So, but anyways,
No, but yeah, I got
yeah,
you. Yeah.
and just one of those, things.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
don't do it, Ray, right there. I
Yeah,
mean,
see, yeah. Well, Ray,
we'll
that's
see,
that's
man.
uh that's Dan Aykroyd. That's right. But
Yeah,
yeah,
or maybe, maybe one of them wrote it in their contract was like, "Hey, like I'll come back, but like, like what you trying to get like 4 or 5 movies out of me? Like not happening, you know what I mean?" So,
See, that's a good Star Trek remake. Yeah. See, I don't think Ray would be Ray's the without Egon. I mean, Ray's the they're all smart, but like him and Egon were the two brains of the whole thing. Like they were. I doubt that. I doubt that it would be him, unless Dan Aykroyd just doesn't want to do it. Who knows? He's got it.
It's either going to be Aykroyd or Murray, in my opinion,
Murray
because
would be the
I
one.
don't think Ernie Hudson will. I mean, great character, love his character, but
Winston.
I don't think he like will have the same type of reaction as like one of
Yeah,
the one of the trios, because Winston was brought on a little bit later in the movie, but
he just applied for the job. Like he just saw an ad in the paper and just applied. And just,
right.
he was just a regular guy. Like they were,
This is a good point right here from Rachel. If they die,
sure,
they come back as ghosts. Yeah, so they come
yeah.
back as ghosts, and now you got ghosts on your team.
Didn't they? I don't know if you did. They do that with Egon in the last one. I think that's what I.
Ramus,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So
they
something like
channeled him.
that. Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
so that is Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. We're gonna go to another sequel that's releasing, and this is, I guess you could say, this is the fifth installment in the franchise if you're counting their separate, movies and team up. Godzilla X
Hmm.
Kong and Godzilla X Kong the New Empire, excuse me. Um yeah, so these two are back. They're they're friends now, and they got to face a new threat hidden deep within the planet, and it's going to be wild. Monsters fighting monsters. Adam Wingard directing, releasing late March this year. And what do you think about this, Keith? We've gotten a number of trailers
Hmm.
from this movie, and I mean,
Coming soon.
is it the same type of anticipation as the first movie? And like, oh my god, we're actually gonna have Godzilla and Kong, and like, how does your thoughts and feelings about the first movie play into your anticipation of this one?
Listen. This looks like a big old mess, and I say that like not in a necessarily negative way, but there's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah,
Okay, you know, I'm gonna catch this. I'm not gonna see this one in the theater. I'm just gonna. It's just not
not
one that.
even a Tuesday matinee, type of
Nah,
thing. Nah.
nah. I'll catch it on TV. I'll catch it on
Yeah,
streaming when it's there. So I'll watch it then. I like that first one, the Gareth Edwards one, 2014, I think it was. I think
with
that was really
Bryan
good.
Cranston and
Yeah, Aaron
yeah,
Taylor Johnson, and
yeah,
yeah, I thought that was really good. Uh, I think Skull Island is really good. Yeah, Star Tours. I think that was really good. Kong Skull Island. I like that a lot. After that, you know, I mean, they're just yeah. I'm with you, Rachel. Like, no, yeah, I don't really. Yeah, not very high on my list at all. But it's not on my list. I'm not going to see it until it comes on stream. But you know, it's there. If you're interested in this, I know our friends
yeah.
on our previous our other channel we were on. They love this stuff, so it's there for them. It's not so much for me, but it looks cool. It's interesting. But yeah,
I love
yeah.
your honesty. Don't be apologetic about it. Okay. Was it cool seeing Godzilla and Kong on the big screen and fighting and duking it out? Yes, it was. But outside of that, everything else about Godzilla versus Kong was,
Meh.
aside from the visuals
Right.
were excellent, but the story, it was all choppy, and like
Yeah.
the human characters, like
Terrible dialogue, and it was just
I did not get connected to them, and that's been a problem. That's been a problem with these type of movies, is that there's no human connection. I mean, they throw in the little girl who, has a connection with Kong and all that, but
right.
that's kind of repetitive, and it just it could be something special, but it's surrounded by so much crap,
Mhm.
from an editing standpoint to a dialogue, the way it's written, to
Yeah,
e- even the direction of it. It's just, now can you turn your brain off and call it a fun movie and like I had a great time? Yeah, sure, you can. But anything more than that, I strongly disagree. And this is gonna be one that I probably won't catch on opening weekend. If I have time and the fellows want to go and watch it, like I'll tag along, just to
sure,
hang out and like if I'm back in town and Keith, hey, let's just go watch this and like
sure.
throw some popcorn at the screen or something. But
Yeah, yeah,
I think while the 2010s, the previous decade, was like all about big monsters, kaiju, and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of become a little fatigued with audiences, in my opinion.
sure.
Um, just
Although
kind
I will,
of
I will
reading
say
the room.
Rachel makes a good point. The Godzilla minus one.
There
From what
are
I hear,
exceptions.
yeah, apparently
There are
that's
exceptions
yeah.
right there.
It sounds like that
Godzilla
one's really great.
minus one,
Yeah,
that was, yeah, that one right there. I mean,
I want to see that.
if there was monster kaiju fatigue, that one right there kind of, gave it a shot of adrenaline.
Yeah,
Um, but outside of that, it's like, okay, so Godzilla and Kong are gonna fight, but it looks kind of weird, like the whole Godzilla running, and so I'm just like, what? Like, what is this?
yeah,
But hey, look, if you're excited about it, that's awesome. Okay, don't let us, we're just previewing the blockbusters. We never said we're gonna love them all, okay, or we're over the moon excited about all of them. We're just giving you our honest take, and some of you agree with it, and some of you are probably like, okay, be quiet, thumbs down, turning this off. I'm reporting the channel. Like, damn, like,
hey, if
okay,
you love it, it's there for you. Have fun.
yeah, absolutely. And okay, let's move on to the next one. Now, this one is not a sequel. It's one that kind of came out of nowhere. It wasn't really on my radar, but from director Alex Garland, we have Civil War. And okay, Jake chose that image, but the longer I look at it, the more I appreciate it. Obviously, it's the torch on the Statue of Liberty, but you got some sandbags and then you got some snipers, some marksmen up there. And yeah, there's quite a bit of war happening and, warfare. Um, you saw the trailer for this. It boasts a pretty strong cast. You have Kirsten Dunst,
Right.
you have Jesse Plemons, Nick Offerman, Alex Garland. We've seen his work as a director. It's a movie that takes place in the near future where some journalists travel across the US and, they find themselves in the middle of a rapidly escalating Second American Civil War and between the American government and the separatist Western forces led by Texas and California. Wow. Okay. For Texas and California
That
coming together.
that I
Um,
that I can't believe.
that's, that's
So
just,
that
that's
I
where,
read that and I went, wait, hold on.
that's when you suspend disbelief right there,
Exactly.
guys. That's the premise right there. Western forces led by Texas and California. Okay, that'll be the day. But it pretty much follows the journalists as they struggle to survive, and the government's becoming a dystopian dictatorship. And it's just it's one of those movies where like it kind of reminds us of our reality and how divided we are as a nation. um what do you think about this? It's a March mid-March release, South by Southwest, and then it has a theatrical release in April, mid-April. About
Okay.
an hour and hour and 40-minute runtime, so a little bit shorter of a movie. What do you think? Alex Garland directing Civil War.
Yeah, he is directing it. But Nick Offerman is the president. That's interesting.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, this looks interesting. Yeah, definitely. That's good. John Boo is exactly right. Yeah. Not alienating any sides. we we gotta. I'm curious about that. We got to see the movie. I'm curious to see what if it does lean one way or another. But I love Alex Garland. I mean, he wrote my favorite science fiction movie of all time, Sunshine.
Yeah.
Uh, and like you see, Ex Machina. You mentioned. He wrote that. He wrote the one. What's the one from a few years ago with Natalie Portman.
Annihilation.
Annihilation. Yeah, which I need to watch. I need to watch that again. Saw it in the theater and thought it was okay. I didn't really. I need to watch that one again. But yeah. And was he? Did he write the? I guess I could. No, it doesn't matter. But yeah, no, I'm interested in this very much. Of course, people are going to say that this could be where we're headed and blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't think so. It's a movie, right? And this is a unfortunately this is a time to release a movie like this. There's a lot of people that this is probably the right time to release this movie. I'll just say that. I'm curious to see what the reception will be in terms of like audience, like box office, like turnout. It's one of those things that might scare people. I don't know, but I'm interested. I'm interested to see it. You know, the Texas and California thing is hilarious. Although
That
there's a
alone
lot of
has me curious enough to, like, go to the movie theater and
why is that? Well, I will say this: there's a lot of people. Um, there's some people. Let's just say there's a lot. Texas and California probably has more. Some people might think than people in those states might think. I'll just
right.
say that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious about this image of the. Who they sniping at on like what's on Liberty Island that they're trying to got snipers up there to keep people away. I'm curious. I wonder
Yeah,
what's on that island.
I'm very curious about, like, the events leading up to this Civil War and how they're gonna, play on that. Um, it's just, the name, the director, even the premise of it has me curious, and, it's something different that, it's like, there's no monsters, there's no
Right,
superhero with capes, there's no
right,
zombies. Oh, or at least we don't know. Who knows?
right. See, that's the
But
thing I was gonna say. I'm wondering if there's a sci-fi thing. There has to be some kind of twist to this. And I just knowing Alex Garland, I feel like there may be some kind of a
some sort of
sci-fi angle to this.
extraterrestrial type
Something,
of,
maybe. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
some sci-fi angle
There's
to it.
gotta be. There's gotta be. I'm curious. Like
Yeah.
it starts with you right. It looks like Call of Duty. Sure, but and John Booth makes a good point. Yeah, maybe California and Texas get along
I
just
mean, like, Rachel, if there is, at least it's Alex Garland, like, we'll
right.
see. But I don't know.
Just
If
gonna
you
be
had to
he's
what?
done purely it's been all science fiction with him. So like there's got to be something
The Cloverfield monster is
monster.
president.
I mean,
If this takes place in the Cloverfield universe, wow. Like,
that'd
I don't think that'll
be
happen, but
well, like you said, at least it's Alex Garland. But
yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. But we'll see. We'll see. I think because he directed. I was just looking. Uh, I think did he direct Annihilation? I think he did. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he did. So I don't know, man. Uh, it's interesting.
Yeah. Well, let's go from one movie that is not the typical blockbuster trope to another one. This one is a action spy comedy, I guess you could say. They have it listed as that. It's an action spy comedy from Guy Ritchie, directed and co-written, called The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. And I mean, just that image alone with Henry Cavill and Alan Richardson.
Yeah.
You have Isaac Gonzalez,
Hmm.
and I forget the guy's name on the left, but I mean, just a star-studded cast. Henry Golding,
Yeah.
Alex Pettifier, Carrie Elves, Freddie Fox. I mean, just that's quite an ensemble, and it's a movie that's billed as a true story about a secret British World War II organization, the
Yes.
Special Operations Executive, founded by Winston Churchill.
Hmm.
Their irregular warfare against the Nazis helped change the course of war and gave birth to modern Black
Yeah.
Ops.
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie ensemble led by Henry Cavill. Sign me up. A Jerry Bruckheimer production.
Oh wow. Okay. I didn't know that.
uh, I'm in. I
100%.
haven't I haven't seen a trailer for this yet. Is there a trailer out there?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. Mhm.
The
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Ministry
Yeah, Lionsgate. Yeah, on Lionsgate
of
movies. Yeah, yeah.
General
There's.
Warfare. How did I miss this?
I'm pretty sure I saw it. Yeah.
I'm kind of tempted to do a trailer reaction
Do
right
a
now,
reaction
but
live.
we'll see. We'll see. We're time. We'll
Yeah.
see. Maybe if there's time at the end,
At the end. Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
make it happen. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes. Inglorious Bastards vibes
Hmm.
with Guy Ritchie in there. And John Booz is like, this team versus the Bastards.
Well.
We'll see. I think Henry Cavill might take on the Jew Bear. We'll see. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on Guy Ritchie's latest upcoming flick, Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare? I love the title.
Yes. Uh, I'm super excited about this. I love Guy Ritchie, of course. Um, I actually listened. So I've mentioned this a couple times on our previous channel on Apocalypse Movies. This particular this organization uh, led to, it was like an early version, or it kind of led to the formation of MI5. Uh, I actually listened to an episode of a podcast that I listened to called "Do Go On," and they talked about this a few about like
Hmm.
maybe 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago,
Yeah.
and yeah, they did some awesome stuff. They really, really did. Uh, and like I said, yeah, early Black Ops, really kind of uh, the early days of like using technology and sort of that sort of thing in warfare,
Yeah.
using like all the cool stuff, all the stuff, like all the gadgets and all the stuff we know from like, yeah, is like Ian Fleming, who I think may have been part of this, uh, who's the writer of James Bond.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff he incorporated into his writing of the James Bond novels that came out in the decades after this. But yeah, man, that looks great. And Henry Cavill, always happy to see him. Love him. He's becoming a Guy Ritchie guy, right? Like he was in Man from Uncle, and that was Guy Ritchie, right? Wasn't it? It's pretty sure that was Guy Ritchie.
I'm pretty
Pretty sure it was.
sure
Yeah.
Man from Uncle.
As I say that, I probably should have. But either way, that's cool. I'm glad to see him getting more cool roles like this. Uh, I know what's the one that's out right now?
Argyle.
Argyle apparently is not not very good. And he's got a weird buzz cut with buzz
Yeah.
cut in it. But I like seeing him get these roles. I mean, he's playing Sherlock Holmes, of course, in the Nola Holmes movies. So I'm always happy to see him doing stuff. So yeah, man, Alan Richardson. I mean, Henry Golding. A lot of these people. Henry Golding was in the was it The Gentleman? I think it was the
The Gentleman, yeah, I
yeah.
love that
I
movie,
love
man.
it's so good, right? Yeah, yeah, really, really good. Carrie Owens is always good. Isaac Gonzalez, he pops up first few minutes of the new Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mhm.
She's a good action. She's becoming a good action star herself. So, uh, yeah, this is awesome. This is really, really great. Um, yeah, you're right with the Inglorious Bastards comparison there. But I want to hear some cool, snappy Guy Ritchie dialogue. Uh, and I'm curious what the specific mission is going to be. But this movie looks awesome, man. I can't wait for this one. It's very this. If we were ranking, this will be very high. This might be top 5.
Yeah, I mean, title, premise, cast, director, I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm really, really curious about that trailer. Maybe if we hurry up enough, like move quick enough, we might be able to
Squeeze it in.
squeeze that in at the end.
Yeah.
Let's go to one of friend of the shows, Mr. Jake Berlin's really excited for this one from director David Leitch, who did Deadpool 2. Um, oh man, what's the one with Charlie Theron? Oh jeez.
See one of the John Wick guys.
Yes.
See one
One
of
of the
the.
John Wick guy. Oh my
Yeah.
god, what's the one he did with Charlie Theron? I love that movie. But anyways,
Oh yeah. Blonde. Uh, something
Blonde?
blonde.
No. God.
Atomic Blonde.
Anyways,
Wasn't that her?
Atomic Blonde. There you
Yeah.
go. Atomic Blonde.
Is that it?
Thank you.
That's right. Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
We
Atomic Blonde.
have
Yeah.
The Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Hannah Waddingham from Ted Lasso,
Okay.
Stephanie Shu, and Winston Duke. Wow, what a cast.
Winston Duke. Cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. After leaving the business 1 year earlier, battle scarred stuntman Colt Seavers, played by Ryan Gosling, springs back into action when the star of a big studio movie suddenly disappears. Reminds me of Tropic Thunder. As the mystery surrounding the missing actor deepens, Colt soon finds himself ensnared in a sinister plot that pushes him to the edge of a fall more dangerous than any stunt. If this is anything like Tropic Thunder, I'm in. And I've seen the trailer. It looked interesting.
Yeah.
I honestly think Jake's reaction opening weekend will be the thing that, like, okay, I need to see this. Um, but what do you think
Well,
about David Leitch's The Fall Guy?
he's gonna love it no matter what. But it does look silly. It looks crazy. It looks. I remember the Fall Guy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you mentioned this. Sorry if I didn't hear you. But it's based on an old TV show from the '80s
Hmm.
that I vaguely remember as being a kid. I just remember seeing the guy jumping off a bridge. That's all. And it looked. And I mean, if you watch the intro to the show, I mean, it's got this kind of country song, and I'm curious who sings the song. I think it might be an actual famous artist that sings the song. But I just remember the image of the guy like in a real stunt, like jumping off of this tall bridge,
Yeah.
almost like that bridge we have here, the one that Vin Diesel jumped off of in Triple X. It looks like that. So that's all I hear the Fall Guy. I just remember seeing that as a little kid. My dad used to watch the show. I don't, I was 4 or something. I don't really remember, but this is, hey, Ryan Gosling. I mean, this looks interesting. I definitely want to check it out. David Leitch. Just looking at, I forgot, but yeah, he directed Bullet Train last year, which is pretty good. I actually enjoyed that. A couple of those guys. I mean, Aaron Taylor Johnson was back in it. And he was in Bullet Train. He was really good in that. And I mean, Emily Blunt.
Hmm.
That's all I gotta say. She's a great action star as well. So, like, I like seeing her doing action stuff too. It's pretty cool. Uh, so yeah, man. I mean, this is a perfect. I mean, Ryan Gosling is a perfect. Between him doing this, Gyllenhaal doing uh, uh, oh my gosh, the Roadhouse. I mean, those both these two guys. Rachel, I like Ryan Gosling too much. Don't want to see him get beat up so much. Hey, he's a stunt guy. He's playing a stunt man. You know, he's gets he's he's gonna get it in this movie. But he's it's good. This looks pretty crazy. It looks pretty hectic. Um, if it's anything like Bullet Train, like I said, I enjoyed that. So if it's anything like that, I think this will be fun.
Out of all the movies we've talked about so far, this one has the potential to be like one of the more, if not the most fun in a
Yeah,
movie theater this summer. Um, we shall see.
right.
The Fall Guy. But one thing we're definitely gonna see, I'm definitely gonna see, opening weekend, we're finally getting another Mad Max movie,
Okay.
sort of. This is a spinoff from George Miller. He's back. We have Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, written and directed by George Miller. Got Anya Taylor Joy as Imperator Furiosa, Chris Hemsworth playing a warlord, and apparently you're gonna have a younger version of Immortan Joe, who was the main antagonist from Fury Road back in 2015.
Hmm.
And it's basically a prequel focused on the Furiosa character, previously played by Charlize Theron. As the world falls, young Furiosa is snatched from the green place of many mothers and into the hands of a biker horde led by the warlord Dementus. While two tyrants war for dominance over the Citadel, Furiosa serves many trials as she plots a way back home through the wasteland. Now, from a story standpoint, we kind of already know what happens, right? If there is a war going on between the warlord, played by Chris Hemsworth, and Immortan Joe, well, we know who wins that battle. Furiosa wants to make it back to her home. We know how that goes. For me, I've been wanting to revisit this world for, check my phone, 9 years, Keith.
Was that 9 years ago? Yeah, 2015. Yeah,
Fury Road came out in 2015.
yeah.
This is not exactly what I wanted to see next, but how can you not be excited about a George Miller movie directed, written, and directed based on a character that he introduced in Fury Road that arguably stole the spotlight?
Yeah.
I mean, a strong case can be made that she did steal the spotlight. Um, if it has any of the action that we saw in 2015, that's great. But I got a feeling George Miller is going to go even more, you know, bonkers on this one and remind us just how incredible practical stunts are, and just not using CGI as much to put it so much in your face. I mean that 2015 movie is truly something special. I just the way it's shot, the music, Junkie XL, who I believe is returning
Okay.
in this one, Tom Hulkenberg. Yes, he is. Um, how much are you looking forward to this, Keith? Was this the direction you wanted it to go? And how much could it add to the Mad Max saga?
Um. Well, sounds like from what I remember, that was like the big, like you mentioned, coming away from Fury Road was like, oh, Furiosa.
What's up, Joseph?
Yo, what up? What's up, man? Uh, listen, Mad Max isn't my thing. Never has been since I was a kid. I've never been into Mad Max. It just hasn't caught. It hasn't gotten me. Tried.
This image right here doesn't capture. I mean,
Listen,
that
it's,
2015 movie was
the trailer.
incredible.
It's fine. I think it's I think it's pretty good. Like I said, I didn't get as
Sure.
excited about it as just because it's just never been. It's very loud and frantic, and boy, there's a lot of fire, and it's just desert, and a lot of stuff going on. Where I'm like, okay, I mean, I'm trying to follow. I need to watch it again, start to finish. Okay, try to see if I can stick with it and get what's going on. I basically got it. I mean, right, but I don't know. But Furiosa, this looks pretty cool. I'm definitely gonna see it. Like I said, it's one of those ones where, like I said, I gotta watch Fury Road again. I'd like to watch Fury Road again and then watch this, so if there's anything I need to pick up, like you said, that may add to or take away or whatever. It seems like this character seems pretty. There's a lot of what's I don't know, mystique about her, around her character. Where'd she come from? Who is she? I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. That's what John Booz. Yeah, see, I've heard a lot of people say that. Not a Mad Max guy until Fury Road. Um, see,
I
I
mean,
tried to
just
watch.
this sequence right here. You
See,
got the
I get
drums banging right there. It's on the big
it
screen.
looks
You're
the
locked
same.
in,
I'm gonna be
and
honest,
then you
it
got
looks the
Guitar Hero coming out of nowhere,
same. Yeah,
and just the shot of the flamethrower, boom,
fire.
right there. And you just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
damn, is there Red Bull in my soda? Because all of a sudden I want to get up and I want to start raging.
Now,
Do
if you told
somebody
me, I don't even know this is Fury Road. You tell me this is
start a
Fury
mosh
so
pit, somebody.
I wouldn't tell a difference. I have no idea. It looks the same, but it I get it. Like uh, Nicholas Holt, isn't he in this? Was that him?
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wall boy.
And then what's her name? Zoe Kravitz, right? She in this one or in the
I don't know if
Fury Road?
she's in this one.
No, I mean Fury Road, right? Was she in Fury Road?
Yeah,
Thought
she
she
was
was.
in Fury Road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so I don't know. It looks cool. It looks cool. I'll check it out. I'm open. We'll see. We're gonna see. I know. Don't we get a shot of her with the shaved head, like towards the end? So we're gonna see
Yeah,
what.
probably she loses her hair.
Yeah. So whatever
Yeah.
reason that happens, I'm sure. I
Mhm.
don't know,
And she
but
becomes, one of the, she probably devises a long-term plan to, like, for her escape, right? It starts like,
right.
"Okay, in order for me to do this, I'm gonna have to really dedicate some years, probably 10 years of
Mm.
service and really gain their trust," you know what I mean?
Oh, then was her arm right? Did she lose her arm? So is that?
Yep. She lost her arm, so that's
Yeah,
probably gonna
that's gonna
happen.
be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm curious to see what all
Yeah.
that's about. So,
Let's see what happens. A Quiet Place, day one.
yes.
Another Quiet Place movie. This one is gonna go all the way back to the first day when the aliens invaded and people quickly learned not to make a sound. The Lupita Nyong'o, Jaimon Hansu makes a return.
Yeah.
I We briefly talked about this a few weeks ago. I don't know
Yeah.
how much more they can keep going into this. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be cool at first to see the aliens and like, the world kind of discover just how screwed they are. You do have a story written by John Krasinski, so that counts for something, but I I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just what do you think, Keith? Come on now.
Well,
Should am I discrediting this? Like, come on now. You got Lupita Nyong'o, you got Joseph Quinn in the movie, who is going
yeah,
to be the new Johnny Storm. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you weren't familiar, then there's your chance. You got Alex Wolf, um, produced by Michael Bay. So there you go. But what do you think, man? What do you think?
Yeah, listen, I think, and John Krasinski, he's not directing, but I mean, he wrote this, right? He's wrote the story, or at least I don't know if he wrote the script, but he wrote the story.
He wrote the
It came,
story, yes.
came with the story. So if he didn't have a story, he wouldn't do it. So um, he talked about that after the first one. He's like, I don't want to keep, if I don't have a story, then that's nothing really to, I'm not gonna. But like he's got something. So I think this is interesting. I mean, we're gonna see. We saw we're not following this family anymore, right? So him and Emily Blunt and the two well now three kids, um, from the previous two movies. So we're jumping back to day one, and we saw day one from their perspective of when these meteors landed with these creatures on them, and they tear
Yeah.
through seemingly the whole world, or did they? I don't know. That's the thing. It looks like there's a bunch of them when we saw the trailer. Saw like 20 of them climbing up buildings and
Yeah.
stuff. So if they're ripping through listen, that's the loudest place on earth, New York City. So if they're gonna just tear through New York, uh, and I mean, it's curious to see like how did the rest of the world deal with this, and Jaimin Hunsu playing playing that same character, just man on island. I think was his his credit.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, as Man on
Yeah.
Island.
Yeah. So they told that story about what happened. The army was trying to get everyone on boats to go to that island, and the aliens came, shredded everybody, and his group of people were the ones that got away. Maybe this will. I mean, clearly, it seems like it'll lead. This movie will lead to that. You know.
Can you remind me the second movie? I've seen it, but like obviously the spoilers for A Quiet Place Part 2,
Okay.
but the creatures do make it on the island by boat, right? Or something? Like
When Killian Murphy was trying to shoot, it's been a while. I know the little girl
how
was
do they
there.
make it on the island? This
Well, so Killian Murphy and like the girl was going to go to that island to find that radio signal because they're hearing that song
sure.
"Beyond the Sea." She's trying to find out the source of that. She's like, somebody's playing this song.
Yeah.
Uh, so and Emily Blunt asked him to go after her, go find her. And you remember those weird people that were living on the docks there, kind of grabbed her, and they were doing something, and then aliens showed up, killed everyone. Well, they got onto a boat, made their way toward the island. One of the aliens, yeah, that's where they discovered these aliens can't swim. So one of them drowned, but another one actually jumped onto another boat, and you see it kind of off to the side. You see it drifting, and there's a big wide shot. You actually see it drifting towards that island, and
Huh.
it has the alien just sitting, just like it's just sitting on top of it. So that's how that one alien made it out there.
And how does it end again? Remind me, because they have that little battle where the kids step up in that control room,
They're in the radio. Yep, in
and
the studio,
then
and I think she
doesn't
just
doesn't does, doesn't it just abruptly end?
she had her hearing aid. Her hearing aid would like screw up the frequency would screw up the aliens, make them
Yeah.
expose their head. You could shoot them. Uh, I think presumably simultaneously there was one that was attacking at their house or the little hideout that they were in,
Yeah.
the brother, and then she was fighting the one in the studio. Her and Killian Murphy. I think they just put the same thing as the previous movie. They did the hearing aid thing,
Well,
or they did something where they put the high frequency sound, turn it up
yeah,
full
but this
blast.
time the boy steps up, right? It's the
I can't
son.
remember.
The son. Yeah, I'm watching it
Well,
right now.
they
So
both did it at the same time. There was
yeah,
because he had like he had a radio, I think, or he had something that, yeah, I can't remember actually, but I just know it involved kind of the similar thing with the hearing aid, the high frequency. Okay, this is how we can beat these things, I guess. And so something along those lines. I don't know.
yeah. But regardless, I don't I don't I
No, no.
no, I'm not sold on it. I how much more can you keep? keep going
New
back
York.
to this.
Somebody here, Star Drew saying nope. Somebody's got a soundproof room in New York. I'm sure somebody might,
Yeah,
maybe the big city. You were just in New York. There's some soundproof places probably somewhere.
they do. Yeah,
Sure, but you're seeing them. I mean, they're climbing up buildings. I don't know how much. I'm curious. Like, there's a lot of them too. Like, because I remember we were asking those questions about the last one. Like, they couldn't have just killed everyone, but maybe they did. I don't know. I love these movies, man. I'm looking forward to this one. I can't
yeah. I'll go watch it with you.
wait.
You know, maybe your excitement will be infectious. We'll see.
Yeah,
All right. Um, let's do a few more. Okay. Sony.
that's
Sony, what are you doing with your Marvel properties, huh? You got this gold mine that is Spider-Man and his Rogues Gallery, and you give us Madam Web. I mean, can you not make us any less excited for your movies, for your Sony produced Marvel movies? We know you're kicking ass in the animation with the Spider-Verse movies. But now people's excitement for Kraven the Hunter is, assuming they were excited in the first place, it's tainted now.
yeah.
Um, but regardless, we are getting a movie focused on Kraven, one of Spider-Man's greatest enemies. Aaron Taylor Johnson will star as the lead character, the titular character, with Russell Crowe playing his dad. And yeah, we're gonna get our first live action appearance of Rhino. And I'm not counting the Amazing Spider-Man 2 because
The mechanical one.
that was mech suit Rhino. This one, the trailer, the teaser ends with you literally see. Well, I don't think it ended, but you get a shot of somebody's arm turning into a rhino.
It's Rhino powers.
Yes. And I don't mind that for a villain, or at least an antagonist, that kind of makes sense, okay? Like if Kraven's gonna fight somebody before he gets to Spider-Man, assuming this Craven character ever sees a Spider-Man and not just a reference, not one of those throwaway lines where, my mom was in the Amazon studying spiders and all that crap. But um what do you think? Is Aaron Taylor Johnson gonna nail the role? Will the movie be better than Madam Web? And w- why?
That's
I'm only saying why because, don't get me wrong, I think a Craven movie has a lot of potential, but we're in cinematic universe territory, okay? It's cinematic universe era. So, is he ever gonna come across a Spider-Man, and which one? And what is Sony doing? Go ahead. Tell me about Craven.
yeah. I don't even
You
know
got
what
the
to
poster
say.
right behind you. That's a nice poster, by the way.
Yeah. Well, any one of them, Sony. I mean, if they care, which they don't care. But if they cared, like just any one of them in any of these movies, Sony. That's like I don't. What do you? I I've heard that they're doing this so they can keep the rights because these count as Spider-Man properties. Uh,
Yeah.
so if that's the case, then okay, that's why they keep making these dumb movies. But, I mean, like they have to know, right? They know that these aren't good. Like you can't tell me they actually think that they're making, ooh, this is going to be it, and then they're surprised when Venom. I think was made both the Venom movies made money. In my opinion, I think just off of curiosity, I think people finally see Venom in live action, and people just went to see it. Uh, they're not that good. I mean, Morbius. I've seen worse, but it's not a good movie. you know,
Dude,
uh,
what is I mean,
right. Just all these characters, and they just put Spider-Man in one of them. Like that's all people want to see. Like I don't understand. Craven, one of his top, one of his not sort of arch nemesis. He's not Green Goblin or Doc Ock, but he's right there with him. Like
yeah.
he's one of the, you know, like his whole thing is like he's a hunter, literally Craven the hunter. He's like the best hunter in the world. He's so attuned to hunting big game, and his ultimate game would be, ooh, I'm gonna catch Spider Man. Like that's his whole thing. Like
Yeah.
so they not, but they're gonna do another Spider Man villain movie without Spider Man. All right, just I don't know. Yeah, Russell Crowe playing another superhero dad. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
He's playing what Zeus in
Zeus, oh god, Love and Thunder.
so I mean that's like eh. Um, and obviously he's Jor-El, which is excellent. But yeah, I mean that might be enough to get me to. I'm not again not going to the theater to see this unless I hear oh no it's actually good. Then maybe it's not going to be an opening
Even
weekend.
even if the action sequences are good, with Craven doing the chase and the hunting and all that, if those are
Yeah,
good, that might be enough to get me in a theater just to see it, like, sure, we
yeah.
gotta sit through 15 minutes here and 20 minutes there, but, it's just still, it's like
You'll see a camera zooming through DNA and blood cells and blood. He's just like, come on. It gets powers from which he doesn't. He doesn't have powers. They're showing nobody. Gets a drop of lion blood in his arm or whatever, and it turns into. Come
Craven the
on,
Hunter, and yeah,
what are
it's
you doing?
just,
Like, it's just,
um,
stop it,
it
stop
seems
it.
like with every decade that passes, Sony gradually gets worse with the live action Marvel because
And I know they know it.
in the 2000s up until about Spider-Man 3, they crushed it. They
Yeah,
did great.
yeah.
Hell, even by today's standards, Spider-Man 3, Raimi's Spider-Man 3 is actually
I
it's not
mean,
bad.
compared to what they keep doing, what they've
Yeah.
been doing.
And then in the 2010s, you had the Garfield movies that, were mostly good, but like, the we know with that movie, and
Yeah.
now here we are. So yeah, that's enough for Craven the Hunter. Let's go to another sequel. This time, I mean, I'm very curious. I never thought we would get a sequel to this movie, but it's arriving this year. Joker Folie à Deux.
Boy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix is back, coming off of a Best Lead Actor Oscar win
All right.
for his portrayal in the first movie. And he is joined by Lady Gaga, who will play Harley Quinn. Todd Phillips is back directing. And I have to clarify, a lot of people think this is going to be a straight up musical. That is incorrect.
Mhm.
It's going to have musical elements, music numbers, but I think it was the director or maybe it was the writer. One of them came out or producer and said it's not a straight up musical.
Yeah.
It it
They're not going to
is
just burst
a
into song right in the middle of the
yeah, it's a
conversation.
musical crime drama thriller, but it's happening. Look, I mean, the facts are facts, okay? This movie, the first movie made over $1 billion. It won a major Oscar at the ceremony, was nominated for Best Picture, was a phenom for better or worse, and I really enjoyed it, and it reminded all DC fans of what could have been with DC Black Label and producing these type of movies that can be focused on grounded villains and also tackle real world issues and can be smartly done. And some people are like, it's a rip off a Taxi Driver or whatnot. But like, what do you think about Joker Folie à Deux?
This one, well, let me just circle back to the first one just really quick. It's kind of it's dropped a little bit for me over the years.
Okay,
And watch it just a little, just watching it over the
sure.
years. It's good. It's a good movie. I'm not, but it just uh, for me, it's because of the criticisms I had when we talked about it at that time. Are still, it's more now. It's just like it's not. It's just a movie about a guy losing it, basically.
Yeah,
And I mean, Joker. I wanted some Joker stuff. I want, I'd rather see a like Joker origin movie. Which I hope that's what this is. Now, I just heard something the other day. I don't know if you heard this, but I mean, the budget for this $200 million.
$200 million, which means
Whew, that's
there's gonna be some action.
that's what I'm.
You get some
So
what?
uh,
Some
maybe, well, maybe you think
crime
Batman? Maybe
sprees.
is there a version of Batman we might see in this? You think? I
Uh,
doubt it, but I don't know, man. I mean, that's $200 million. I mean, that definitely does say it seems like suggest action, like you said. Well, at very least, right? So
yeah,
maybe there's. And I did hear somebody. I can't remember who said this, but pointed out like you can see why uh, this guy, like the way that movie is set up, um, like that character um, in that setting, late '70s, early '80s Gotham, like you see what with the way everything's going on in that city and what happened, kind of a little mini revolution. Like you see how this
yeah.
guy would get this version of the Joker would get people to follow him.
Oh
You know,
yeah, like a
so
cult.
so
You know.
yeah. So in that sense, when I heard that, I went, okay, yeah, I can see that. Um, so if we get more typical Joker crime, criminal Joker stuff that we're kind of accustomed to seeing with this character, then I'm all on board. I'm all on board with this movie, of course, because it's
Yeah,
and I'm a Lady Gaga fan. I love Lady Gaga. Her as Harley Quinn, I think that's great. I've been on board with that from the beginning. So, because I think she's a great actress. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it, man. So, yeah, man,
you
and
want
like,
another bold? You want another bold prediction?
oh, okay, no, another billion.
L- you're looking at the best lead actress Oscar winner for
Mm,
next year.
okay, okay,
Calling it right now.
yeah. Listen, she's been nominated a couple times, so yeah, yeah. That's a good call.
I think
I'll
this
go
movie's gonna
with you.
earn her a best lead actress win,
Okay,
not nomination win, but
all right.
I think
February
give me some
29th,
numbers.
2024.
Oh yeah.
8:56 p.m. PST. It's a good call. No, that's a good call. I could okay. I can see that. Yeah. I'd like to see that.
All right, we got a few more here. We're gonna go a little bit quicker. Man,
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley. They're back, man. Not just Axel Foley, but you got Rosewood and Taggart as
Yes.
well.
That's
This
great.
this is, I mean, I haven't heard one criticism about this trailer releasing,
Yeah.
and Eddie Murphy, a bit of a roll. Okay, My Name is Dolomite, coming
Yes.
to America. Um, what else did he do? He did something recently.
What's the? I mean, the movie's not good, but he's the Jonah Hill one.
The one with Jonah Hill, yes.
That one.
Yes.
Uh, yeah. Nice comeback. Nice comeback for the goat.
But this is a Netflix production. Um, releasing July 3rd. And if there's an opportunity to see it in theater, I'm with you, Keith.
Yeah.
I will go and see it. But Foley is back, and he has a new partner, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. As previously stated, you got Taggart back. You got Rosewood. Paul Reiser returns
Yeah.
as Jeffrey Friedman. And then you got Kevin Bacon as Captain Grant, the police captain of Beverly Hills. As far as the premise goes, obviously Axel Foley's back in Beverly Hills
Hmm.
after his daughter's life is threatened.
Yeah.
And now he has to solve a case. And we're going to see some familiar faces. What do you think, Keith? Talk to
Is
me about this one. Talk to me about Axel Foley.
well, the original was. Now I gotta watch this trailer again, 'cause I don't really remember. But like, is his daughter in Beverly Hills? Because I know the original one was like his partner was into some bad stuff, right? And that's what drew him out there to
Yeah.
L.A. But
Hmm.
is his daughter out there? Well, here out here, but out in L.A. Is that what it is, or she's?
It's been a while. I'm definitely gonna rewatch the first two movies. Um,
I'm just curious.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure. But
Okay. Yeah. So I'll have to watch. Yeah, I'll have to catch the trailer again and see, because I know they're saying his daughter's life is threatened. So I wonder if is she in L.A. or well, Beverly Hills? Um, but she must be, right? Otherwise, why would he be heading back out there? But wait, Kevin Bacon as the would you say he's playing the police chief
the police captain of Beverly Hills.
in Beverly Hills? Okay, so
Mhm.
Foley, what are you, we don't, what are you doing out here? You're not supposed to be out here. It's going to be that same kind of thing, probably, right? Like, going to be, I can't remember the name of the original cop, or the original captain there. They didn't want him there. He's not supposed to be doing police work, out there. But I'm glad. Listen, Judge Reinhold and the other, what's his name? What's his name? Taggart.
Taggart and
Taggart. Yeah,
Sergeant Taggart and Billy Rosewood.
that's great. Yeah, see, and I love that, because by the end, like, he earned their trust, they earned his trust.
Yeah.
They're working together. Um, yeah, I can't wait, and I'm curious. Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I'm gonna say you think he's a bad guy? You think he's in on it? Probably, whatever that's
I
going
don't
on.
think he's a bad guy. I think this is going to be a play of like old school and new school.
Okay,
And like,
okay,
you know, Axel Foley is going to be a little bit off the rails, but like
yeah,
to those who don't know him or aren't used to his style of policing, and does his
sure.
style of policing work in today's world?
Oh yeah, that's exactly right. Right.
That's going to be another thing as well.
It's a
So
little bit of a loose cannon, a
yeah,
loose unit, kind of off the not by the books at all. So in that case, yeah, you're probably right. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he's probably like super by the book, like, hey, we're supposed to do it
yeah,
this way,
yeah.
type of thing. Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, both, we love Beverly Hills Cop. Like, I'm super excited about this one. I can't wait. Third one, we can forget about that third one. We don't need to count that. But I mean, those first two, classic. Two is not
Yeah.
as good as the first one, but it's all right. But I'm glad they revisited this, and I can't wait.
Neither can I, pal. Neither can I. All right, we got two more real quick. We got Mufasa, the Lion King,
Oh yeah.
directed by Barry Jenkins of Moonlight.
Mm.
And yeah, it's a story that's focused on Mufasa, and interesting, interesting direction.
Yeah.
I am very curious. I want to see what that first trailer looks like. this has a really good chance of being one of those sequels that is much better than the first movie. Um, Whereas the first movie, it was coming off of that whole Jungle Book phenom. It
Mhm.
didn't hit like we hoped it would, like I hoped it would. Um, but you know, it was enough of a success to, go in the direction of a prequel and tell the story of one of the greatest kings of the Pride Lands, going back to the African savannah where Rafiki, tells Kiara, daughter of Simba and Nala, the story of her grandfather, while Timon and Pumbaa, they add some color commentary. So
Mm.
it's going to be one of those things where it could jump back and forth between present and past. But yeah, I am interested in the story of Mufasa. What do you think?
You, as you often do, you sold me on this a few years back. We talked about this in the podcast where you compared this to the Godfather 2, Godfather
Yeah.
Part 2,
Mhm.
and the telling of the origin of Vito Corleone, played by Rob De Niro, which is just some of the most beautiful and brilliant filmmaking you'll ever see. Storytelling, period. It's really great. Um, and
Yeah.
as compelling as everything else is with that movie, that's kind of what makes that movie. It's paralleled with what's happening with Michael in
Yeah.
his current life. Uh, and how he's just not. He is not his father, as you can see. And I think that's kind of the lesson you take from that. It's like there's a reason that Vito Corleone was so beloved and revered by so many and respected by so many people, and Michael is not. Um, at least not in the ways he wants to be. And I wonder if that will be the same thing here. If we kind of get, Mufasa, who's such a um, same thing, revered, renowned, respected king of that pride there, and you know, uh, the kid, what's his name again? Trevor, uh, the Lion King.
Who?
Oh my gosh,
Simba.
Simba. Jeez, yeah, my brain. She's what happens when you get to 45, you start forgetting stuff. Um, Simba, I'm somebody that I don't love the Lion King as much as everyone else. I think Simba's annoying, but uh, is he having problems with his rule somehow? Is there something like why, like what is happening in his life that we're gonna go back and tell the story of Mufasa in his younger days, or his origin, whatever it is that will compare with what's happening with Simba and
Yeah.
Nala. And I'm curious to see if that's kind of a similar direction they take. So, um,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't love that live action Lion King. I think one of the biggest issues because a lot of people had was that the faces, like they're too realistic looking.
Yeah.
You don't get the emotion on the faces like you do in the 2D animated one. Um, hopefully, that's something they address with this new one. But I'm interested in the story, definitely. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, I wanna see what Barry Jenkins brings to
Yeah,
this,
yeah, right.
and, you know, um, it could be a sleeper hit.
Hmm.
Mufasa: The Lion King, releasing
Absolutely.
this December. And then one more, um, we don't know too much about this one, Gladiator 2.
Right.
Um, I mean, obviously, the first one is a all-time
Mhm.
classic.
Absolutely.
Many believe, Joaquin Phoenix, should have been, nominated, um, playing the Emperor. But Ridley Scott is back. Um, script not written by him, but he is directing, so he must have really liked, what he was reading. Um, Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington,
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal, Joseph Quinn, aka the MCU's new Human Torch, Connie Nielsen, um, curious, very curious. I mean, you got Denzel Washington in there, so playing a former slave turned wealthy arms and commodity dealer
Hmm.
with a grudge against the emperors. Um, Paul Mescal, excuse me, as Lucius Verus. Um, don't know too much about his character. The premise is set 15 years after the death of Commodus and General Maximus. Is set to include Praetorian guards ruling Rome and an older age Lucius, son of Lucilia, searching for the truth about his biological father, who might have been Maximus. So
Yeah.
Lucius could be the son of Russell Crowe's character. Um, a- any thoughts on this, Keith? Gladiator 2?
Yes. Yeah. 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 Ridley Scott over the past, let's say, 15, 20 years, it's been hit or miss.
Yeah.
Um, Had some ones I liked. I liked Matchstick Men. I thought that was pretty good. Um,
The Martian?
Love The Martian. Yeah, that was great. Uh, haven't seen the. Uh, I watched the oh, what's the Gucci House of Gucci? Saw
Yeah.
that. Eh, it's okay. It's a
The
little like
Last Duel with
I
Ben
haven't seen
Affleck
that.
and Matt
Yeah, I
Damon.
didn't see that.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I didn't see that. I know
But
it's
then
some rough scenes in that.
you got the
Other,
Counselor,
yeah,
Exodus,
yeah, yeah.
Alien Covenant,
Prometheus, I hate Prometheus. I can't get
Prometheus,
um,
Napoleon. I haven't seen Napoleon
oh yeah,
yet.
I haven't seen that. Yeah, there, I heard that was. I heard that was okay. I heard
So
that's
yeah, I mean, like as of late, he's had some hits. I mean, House of Gucci, you can call that a wash, but The Last Duel, Napoleon, The Martian, yeah, Alien Covenant's in there. So
yeah.
within the last 10 years, he's kind of bounced out thanks to some hits. But you were
Right.
saying, yeah,
I'm interested in this. I know one of the early ideas was that Russell Crowe would return as a descendant of Maximus, and he would be like a modern day, like general, military general.
yeah.
I was interested in that idea. I was interested in that. I was kind of wish they would have gone with that. But this sounds good. This is great. I like if the premise is what you said about the son there, Lucius.
Yep.
Uh, it was this little kid. It was Johnny. Sorry, Connie Nielsen's son. Uh, Threatened, of course, by Commodus. He was, and but he was heir to the throne there. Um, Obviously, Maximus, the emperor, Marcus Aurelius wanted Maximus to take over. He didn't want to do it. Blah blah blah. You've seen the movie Gladiator. Go through the whole thing, but yeah, I'm curious about that and the whole idea of who is his father, who's Lucy's father, because we didn't really know. I know a lot of people wondered about that. Um, I know she just said he died in battle. That's really the only. They don't really. They no hint as to who he
Lucius
is.
he was a little boy, right? In the
Yeah,
first movie? Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He was the same kid from Unbreakable. He played
Unbreakable. Yeah.
yeah,
Wanted to, yeah, kill his
yeah,
dad or prove a point or something.
right. And he showed up. I know that same actor. He showed up in uh, What's the new Glass? He showed up in Glass. Remember he showed up in that.
Oh, he
He was
did?
saying, yeah, he reprised his role in that. But
Huh.
so I wonder if they'll get him to play this part. I don't know. No, I don't know. But no, this sounds interesting. Denzel, that character, boy, that sounds. Come on, man. Now listen, Denzel and Ridley Scott is all. That's a good. What's the? Oh my gosh, American Gangster. Is the one
Yeah.
movie? Yeah, that's top tier right
Mhm.
there. That's top tier Ridley
Yeah.
Scott. It's probably his last like really great movie, in my opinion. Uh, so if Denzel's in this thing, I mean, it has to be pretty good, right? So at
Yeah.
least at minimum. So yeah, I'm definitely in. So I'm curious. I'm curious about this. We love Gladiator, so it's taking a long time to get to this one, but yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds good.
I was getting ready to say Denzel wins his supporting actor for this movie, but I just don't know too much. I don't know very much about it. I have to see a trailer,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
want to see
exactly.
what kind of Denzel we get.
Right.
So
And how
you
much?
know,
How much? Yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah. So Gladiator 2, more to follow. Um,
I wonder if it's going to
yeah,
have a different title, like a subtitle, like we were talking about earlier. Like if it'll have a, I don't know. Or it might just be Gladiator 2 for now. I don't know. I wonder if it'll have like a different
Gladiator 2. Denzel Washington's in this movie. Boom, there you go.
title. Yes. Yeah. Listen, he's gonna have the top. He's gonna be top billing, I'm sure. And I wonder if we get any images of Russell Crowe. I wonder if any of him in like in the afterlife. The movie ends with him kind of floating into the afterlife. I wonder if we'll. I wonder if we'll have
Um,
any scenes of this. I'm curious.
let me uh let me pull up a recent photo of Russell Crowe.
Okay.
Russell Crowe 2023. Yeah, yeah. As long as he's
Yeah.
not rocking his Zeus look,
Right. Right. I was gonna say,
that's
is he in good
fine. I
enough
can't
shape?
get that damn image out of my head, but um, yeah, I
Okay.
could see that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. See him reuniting in the. I mean, they de-age him a little bit, make him look like
Sure.
he did 20 years ago. But saw him kind of floating into the afterlife to reunite with his family there
Yeah.
at the end of his first one. So I don't know, but it looks good though. Yeah, I'm in. I'm definitely into this one.
Um, well, I think that does it for the Blockbuster previews. Before we go, we have a question earlier from Star Drew. Any Keith's children playing the Suicide Squad? I need to get the Suicide Squad game, and I need to get a Twitch channel so I can play that. Video game streaming will be coming to Fandom United live. That will be happening. But Keith, go ahead.
Well, not the Suicide Squad. No, haven't played that. Think that's. I believe it's only PS5 exclusive, and my son upstairs lives upstairs. He's got the PS5. I don't have that down here, so no, we're not. We haven't played that yet. Haven't played that. Haven't played Spider-Man 2. We are Stardew and Rachel. My daughter Emma loves Kung Fu Panda. Like they loved it when they were kids too. The other three. But my daughter Emma, the youngest one, she loves Kung Fu Panda. She's super excited about the new one. So
Yeah.
she loved the animated series. She loves all the music from it. She's a big Kung Fu Panda fan. So I'm definitely be taking her to see this new. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, that does it, guys. Thank you for hanging out the whole time. Most of the time.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
John Booze, Star Drew, welcome back.
Absolutely. Yes.
Rachel, as always. The lovely Rachel.
Yes.
Even saw my boy Joseph in the chat.
Joe, what's up,
But
Joe?
yeah, this is Fandom United, a Blockbuster podcast. Clearly, you know, we kind of just roll with it. It's a little more casual this time around. We might start early. We might be 10 minutes late. We might only go for an hour. We might go for an hour and 50 minutes, like tonight. Regardless, we are very appreciative of all of you out there. As previously stated, this is nice to be doing this again. And
Yes.
it's a once a week thing. We don't want to overdo it. We don't want to overcommit and this and that. We all decided, you know what? It's been 6, 7 months. Let's get back into it. All right. We see Jake and Brian doing their thing over at POV, and I love it. I'm a Starburst. I think that's what it's called, Starburst Patreon. I think something like that. But like watching them, and it gave me the itch. It gave me the craving to come back and like do something. And we decided, you know what? Let's fuse like Dragon Ball Z, Bartley and Barnes, and Fandom United together again. More to come in 2024.
Yes.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Rachel. You have a good night. Leap year. Yep, leap day.
Good day.
Take care. And next time.
Got program poster.
Next
Yep.
time.
Back.
Next time, Star Drew. Okay, next time. You guys have a lovely night, and we'll see you next week. Take care.